Dang, look at this work of art! A gold and white version of Makuta Pterodax himself. And it's adorned with a crazy rare Bionicle mask. Just how rare is that mask, and how can you get one for dirt cheap? Well, stay tuned and find out. But more importantly, today we're going to be taking a look at this mind-boggling and beautiful creation. We're going to study all the techniques and the clever part usage, and we'll get you inspired by seeing how this awesome MOC is made. Let's go. This is Makuta of the Melding, and it was built by Matt Goldberg. And I got to see it in person at Brick Fair, Virginia, 2024. So yeah, this MOC uses the fabled and beloved ultra-rare Pearl Gold Kraken, Makuta's mask. It's a gold version of the black mask that appeared on the original version of Makuta Pterodax. Now, what's the deal with this mask? Why is it worth, well, $800 US, and sometimes even more than that? Well, I'll give you a brief overview. This mask originally appeared in flat dark gold, and it came in this great set, the Tower of Toa. You can see this mask on this large Visorak creature in the corner. Now, during the production run of this set, LEGO changed the color of gold that they produced. Instead of flat dark gold, they changed it to pearl gold, a color that is still used in sets even today. So as a result, towards the end of the production run of this very set, the mask was actually produced in this new color, as well as the older color. However, of course, as you can imagine, only a select few boxes from the last few runs of this set included this mask in that newer color, which makes this thing very hard to find and truly a very rare thing to own. Limited quantity, limited production run, and the kind of thing you just don't find that often. And it's a fan-loved mask. All of that makes this very expensive to buy. And yeah, Matt used one of these sick masks to build the main Bionicle villain, Makuta Pterodax. Well, actually, technically, the white and gold version is an alternate universe version of the character. Here's a look at the original and official version of this character. It was built by Yannick Gotts, who is still a part of the Bionicle community even today. This MOC was the winner of the alternate Pterodax contest back in the day, and as a result, this MOC became a part of the official Bionicle canon. But yeah, this uses old flat gold. So it's lovely to see Matt breathe new life into this using some wonderful new pearl gold armor, as well as that lovely pearl gold Kraken, baby. But that's enough about the lore and story behind the character and this MOC. Let's check out some of those sweet, sweet LEGO techniques, because this thing is well designed. First off, how good is this torso design? The flowing look and the shape of the armor, it's so pretty and it looks so deliciously evil. But there's also something wonderfully angelic about it as well. Cause hey, in that alternate universe, this version of Pterodax is not a bad guy, he's turned to the light. And I like that the aesthetic of this armor kind of echoes that villainous past, but shows off his new peace-loving self. Very nice balance right there. Oh, and wonderful use of this Chima Ultra Build torso piece. And actually those armor shells on the shoulders, they also appeared in a set like Chi Larvel. As you can see on that set, the original version of the torso, it uses a Zamisphere in the very center. But Matt changed things up, and he uses a 2x2 metallic gold dish piece instead. That's a really nice alternative to use instead of that Zamisphere. Really nice thinking. Flipping the torso around, we can see the use of an old Jala Anika torso piece. You know, this looks pretty good as back armor. What a simple but sick idea. Moving on down to the legs, I love the shaping here. The way that the armor flows together with barely any gaps, it's masterful. Incredible idea to use this visor element in white for the knees. The way that this flows into the CCBS armor shells up top is extraordinary. And see how these 3x3 system dish pieces kind of cap off the edges? Dang dude, that's beautiful. But what about that white visor element? Where does that come from? Well, you may have realized that this is the same visor piece that comes on a set like Halle Mari. Inside her helmet we can see this piece in trans blue. But where does it appear in white? Well, not in a Bionicle set. This old Mars mission set uses this piece. You can see it on the drills up front. It's kind of this little scoop that can grab energy crystals. So yeah, a bit more of an obscure piece, at least in white, but it works really well on this larger leg design. Also, it's sick how the feet kind of look a bit like hooves. It reminds me of various depictions of the devil. You see him with goat legs. Yeah, the shape of the legs, even the shape of the feet, they perfectly mirror the aesthetic that this MOC has got going on. Also, down below is this nice little base. I love how the staff is kind of infecting the tiles below. It's a nice inclusion. You know, it's something that didn't really need to be included, but I'm glad that it's been added in. It breathes a lot of life into this MOC. It's nice. Oh yeah, and how good is the top of this weapon? Building a hammer out of these large golden invasion from below spike pieces is genius. If you want these in gold, they appear in the Hero Factory set Queen Beast. You can see them atop her staff right here. Honestly, this is such a helpful piece. And the geometry here is just mesmerizing. Aligning them like this so it forms that perfect cylinder, I love it. The other hand is holding a cool kind of lantern of sorts. That's another nice and very pretty accessory. And hey, while we're nearby, let's check out these arms. A very smooth aesthetic going on here. I love the use of these slicer visor pieces in white. The way that that adds in a bit of extra smoothness and fills in some gaps, dang, it's pretty. This piece actually comes on an old Technic Stormtrooper set. You can see them just down the bottom on his feet. It looks good. A few other older pieces that are used here include these feet elements that came on a set like Cracker. Putting a couple of them at the base of the waist, it looks pretty nice. Just sort of neatly fills in the bottom bit of the gold armor of that torso. Rounds things off a little bit, it's beautiful. And yeah, these pieces were originally used on the sides of Cracker's feet, as you can see here. Let's move on back up to the waist. The good techniques, they keep on coming. Take a look at the sides of the torso. I love how they use these golden pieces to mimic the shape and the visual look of his torso armor, but also just sort of fill in the sides a little bit more. These pieces come on the modern Iron Spider construction set. Spider-Man has them on his arms, as you can see in this image. You know, they are great pieces, and they blend rather well with CCBS elements. So, you know, if you don't have any of these in your collection, it might be worth picking some of them up. Another piece that's certainly worth picking up are these macaroni pieces in white. See how a couple of them are tucked into the neck? They round off this area rather nicely, and they help the armor blend with the rest of the body. I don't know, look, it's a subtle inclusion, but I really like how this looks. These pieces appear on this candy cane design that we see in a few different advent calendars. Lego advent calendars, of course. Man, every inch of this MOC is scattered with clever techniques, nice part usage, and great designs. Matt totally nailed this MOC. Well done, good sir. Now, if you want to build something similar, but you don't own any rare pearl gold Krakan masks, well, remember there are alternatives. There's a store on AliExpress that sells Krakan in plenty of different colors, including various shades of gold. So you can get a knockoff version of this mask for way cheaper than $800 if you really want to. Sure, it's not official Lego, but it's close enough to the real thing that I think it counts. Plus, who wants to spend $800 on this mask when you can get essentially the same thing for like way cheaper, like 10% of the price? If you want to pick one of these up, I'll have a link to that store in the description below. They also sell a few nice recolored Howl masks too. I think they're pretty cool. Not sponsored, I just like what they do. Or hey, if you don't want to buy any knockoff masks, but you have this Krakan in black, you could do what Matt has done here and build this MOC in black and gunmetal. Make a few different changes, give them a new weapon, and oh, you got something really special. This really does look like the classic evil version of Pterodax. It's very reminiscent of that original set. And you know, it's just nice seeing this design in two different color schemes, and two different designs as well. I can't tell which one I like more. Maybe you could let me know which one your favorite is in the comments below. I know both are pretty good. Anyway, that's all for today, guys. Matt, like I said, you did a bang-up job on this MOC. And if you like Matt's work and you want to check out some of his other stuff, check the links in the description below. You can see all of his work right there. Maybe you could give him a like and give him a follow. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Happy building, and bye for now.